Hello everyone and welcome to my German language course. In this video I will show you how to tell the time in German. First of all, you should also know how to ask for the time. You can do this by asking either Wie spät ist es or Wie viel Uhr ist es? If you want to be polite, for instance, if you are asking a stranger on the street, you can use this sentence. Entschuldigen Sie, können Sie mir bitte sagen? And then you add one of these two sentences, either wie spät es ist or wie viel Uhr es ist. I repeat, entschuldigen Sie, können Sie mir bitte sagen, wie spät es ist? Or entschuldigen Sie, können Sie mir bitte sagen, wie viel Uhr es ist? So now that you know how to ask for the time, you will learn how to tell the time. In German we have two possible ways to do this. We can either tell the time in a formal way or in an informal way. And in this lesson, I will show you how to tell the time in a formal way. For the formal way to tell the time, we have a so-called 24-hour system. We just continue to count the numbers after 12. We start like here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on until 12. And then instead of saying 1 p.m., we just continue with counting 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 und so weiter, and so on, until 0 again. So if we want to tell the time in a formal way, we start the sentence with the words Es ist, and then simply mention the hour and the minutes. For instance, what time is it on this clock? Start with Es ist, and when it's in the morning, what would you say? Es ist 9:10 Uhr, the 9th hour and 10 minutes, right? And if you mean in the evening, 9 p.m., you simply say Es ist 21:10 Uhr, because it's the 21st hour and 10 minutes. Another example, how would you tell the time in this case? If you mean AM, what would you say? Es ist 7:30 Uhr. For PM, you say Es ist 19:30 Uhr. So now there is a special rule about 1 o'clock. Namely, if the 1 is followed by Uhr, the S is cut out. And in every other case, when the 1 is not followed by Uhr, you speak the number normal with S. An example for this would be, if you want to tell the time in this case here, you would say Es ist, and if you mean AM, you would say 1:47 Uhr. And as you've heard, I didn't pronounce the S because in this case the 1 is followed by Uhr, so there's no S at the end. And what would you say for PM? Es ist 13:47 Uhr. Now in case we have full hours, we mention, just like in English, only the number of the hour without additionally mentioning the number of the minutes, which are 0 in this case. So how would you tell the time in this case? If you mean AM, Es ist 3 Uhr. And for PM, Es ist 15 Uhr. Easy, right? How about that one? If you mean AM, what would you say? Es ist 1 Uhr. As you see again, the S is cut off because eins is followed by Uhr. What would you say for PM? Es ist 13 Uhr. Here again AM. Es ist 8 Uhr. And PM. Es ist 20 Uhr. What about 12 AM? You say es ist 12 Uhr. If you mean PM, we say in German es ist 0 Uhr. And how is it used in sentences? Well, every time you use the preposition at in English, you have to use the preposition in German. Let me give you a few examples. If you want, for instance, say in German, the train arrives at 2:30. Then you would have to say in German, der Zug kommt 14:30 Uhr. And as you can see here, I use the preposition for the English preposition at. Now, if I would ask you, for instance, a question like, when is the event? Then you would answer me, it is at 3:20, right? And in German, you would say, es ist 15:20 Uhr. Why would you say es? Because you are referring to the event, and the event has a neuter gender in German. It is das Event, so you have to say es ist 15:20 Uhr. If I'm asking you, when is the party? Then you would also say in English, it is at 3:20. But in German, you would have to say, sie ist 15:20 Uhr. Because the party is female in German, it is die Party, so you would have to say, sie ist 15:20 Uhr. And the same goes with the beginning of the movie. If you would answer me referring to the beginning of the movie, you would also say it is at 3:20. And in German, you would have to say der Anfang des Films, der Filmanfang, ist 15:20 Uhr. So depending on the gender the word has in German, you have to use either sie, es, and then ist 15:20 Uhr to tell the time. However, if you simply want to tell the time, you would say, for instance, for it is 3:20, es ist 15:20 Uhr. And as you can see here, in this case the preposition at was not used in English, so in German we also didn't use the preposition Now, one last important thing concerning the written language. If you have to write a text, you always have to write the numbers in letters. For instance, if you want to write es ist 7:12 Uhr, you have to write it like this, es ist 7:12 Uhr. Keep that in mind whenever you have to write a text. Anyway, I hope that I could help you so far with all this, and see you in the next video.